What is up, guys? What is up? What is up? Sweet. Okay. Blessings. All right, let's see. For the moment, let's throw up some Bitcoin charts. Trading view. Really feeling this mix that's on. So vibey. Okay. Zoom. Good. Tatiana, hey. How are you? Good to see you on. See if anyone else hops on. This is this night schedule is a newer stream, so sometimes we have 3, sometimes we have 15. Let's see. Okay, amazing. Okay, so for the moment, I'm actually just, of course. Oh, let me share my screen here. Feeling so good. Really feeling really joyful, really grateful. I'm learning to stay focused and in both polarities. You know, there's a time when whenever I was experiencing something negative, you know, I come to realize like polarity, you know, yin and yang, right, good and bad, all perceptions, right, ups and downs. Just like these charts, right? Look at this chart, you know, it goes up, and it goes down, it goes up, it goes down again. Bitcoin mostly goes up, but it does go down sometimes. Anyway, used to call those downward trends in my life. I used to call them like, I would just say, hey, I'm experiencing polarity. As in like, I would only call, you know, polarity, I call the negative polarity. But polarity is both ways. So I'm learning to stay neutral. And just see things, just witness things. Because there's ins and outs, ups and downs. The tides come in, they go back out. Waves go in, go out. Air currents move in, move out. So we are the same. Our lives are just the same. Okay. I'm looking at Bitcoin right now. We've been going up. We made a new high, and we're coming down a little bit. I'm not moving any crypto. I'm not selling anything. I'm actually buying more Saber tomorrow. I'm probably gonna put in another couple thousand. I've just been every extra dollar I get, I throw it in Saber. and Fabric, and a little bit in Jet lately. So, and Liquid, of course. Other than that, I've been trading a little bit. Mostly been sticking to trading. I've been watching Avalanche a lot, and I've been watching Polkadot a lot as well. And we're just sideways right now. I do foresee it looks like a bit of a dip, and I posted in the Discord. If you guys saw, let me pull up the Discord here. Premium results, where we at? That would be, I think, charts and price talk or weekly analysis. Crypto Lounge. Okay, Crypto Lounge. I posted a Bitcoin video analysis. So I'm looking right now for 53,000 retest on Bitcoin, which I would expect a lot of the crypto market to follow, but there's going to be some things I believe that will pump. So I'm looking at that because that was a high before this breakout where we experienced a new all-time high. Remember, just in Forex, as I talked about, usually the high before the breakout is a good retest level. So the first one that I see is this 53,000 level. And then the next potential level is 48K. Okay, so we are still bullish. And I think that we're extremely bullish as long as we stay above 40,000. So just know that right now for me is not a time for me to sell. A couple months ago, I might have said, hey, I'm going to take some money out, let it go lower. I'm all in, guys. I mean, not all in, but mostly I have a lot of money in crypto. And I'm okay. Like I'm fine if it were to go down really far, because this is all money that I'm okay with, forgetting about for 5 years if I needed to. So that's my mindset about it. So that's why it's good if you have sharing the wrong screen. Maybe, are you guys seeing the chart? Make sure. Hopefully. Dang, I was talking about Bitcoin the whole time, so I'm so sorry if no one saw the screen. I'm over here talking. Hopefully you guys can see it now. See in YouTube. Okay, my bad. Now we all got it. You guys see Bitcoin chart now? Okay. So what I was saying was the high before the breakout. Let me see here. Let me pull up the chat too. So I got that. So, okay, glad we got it now. So the high before the breakout was right here at 53,000. And so it's a perfect place where we experienced some resistance. So I would expect that we would test that level again. And then also down here at 48,000, I see this level here where we saw some resistance and some resistance 2 spots, and was also support back here. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Like I was saying, I'm not selling any crypto. I'm buying more. So what I do is I take any extra income that I have, any Forex income, anything I'm putting into crypto, right? So, and I am also, I make sure that I have ready at least 6 months of expenses I don't feel as comfortable having it in the US dollar, to be honest. I actually feel better and more safe to have my savings in Ethereum and crypto. Interestingly enough, it's really because of inflation. And it's just getting worse. All the inflation hasn't even hit the markets yet, so it's coming. I mean, it started, prices are starting to go up, but it's just getting started. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens over the coming year or two. But I have in my bank account, I use a bank called Revolut. If you guys have them, you know them. They're really good. If you don't, you should get them. Revolut's an awesome bank. You can buy crypto right inside the banking app. You can't withdraw it, but that's fine. So you just buy and sell right to your account. Yeah, I love the freedom with it. Really good, really good bank, good platform. So anyways, the money that I have for savings for emergency, I put in a little bit more, but about 6 months worth of expenses into Ethereum, a few months back. And so I'm just sitting on that, and that's my savings, and that's my emergency fund. I do have some money in cash still in US dollars, but it's very minimal. Um, so I just not right now. So there's no way. So anyways, so I'm watching Bitcoin for a retest of those levels. I expect the market to go down. I'm not selling anything because the likelihood of us pumping is just too great. So in the meantime, if I have another income source, I'm just gonna make sure I live off that. I'm not gonna take much money out of trading right now or out of the crypto market. So and we're ready, always prepared, always have money ready to buy if it goes lower, of course. So be prepared in always. Um, let's see. Earlier, I announced a trade, and I just remember the chart. It's kind of funny. I got to be honest. I don't remember. I don't remember the trade or I remember what the chart looked like, but I don't remember the pair. GBP USD. Okay, let's check it out. So I got into a sell, and there's a few reasons. On the daily, we can see that at this level, this blue line here, is a good level for us to get into a sell. I mean, look at the pattern. Every time we've touched it the last 2 times, we've gone down, and so far this time as well. So I got into a sell because the daily looks really good for that. 4-hour is below the moving average, and we just retested it. And we're about to break the low, but I got in because the hourly looked super good. I got in the hourly on this candle, right? Yeah, I think so. 2012. Yep. On while this candle was done or had just printed, and that's a clear bounce off of the moving average after creating a lower high. So to me, it looks super, super good. And I'm aiming for the next support level. We can look and see that both of these blue lines are great levels that we've seen multiple times the price has touched. So here, and maybe we can almost count this one. Then also this one touched a couple times, and 3 times if we put it up this high. So I'm actually, I would think that it could go to one or two of these lower levels, but I'm going to take the safe bet because it's a 3.8 risk to reward ratio. It's a really good risk to reward ratio, right? And I'm going to let it go down a little bit above the next major support level. So we do have support here, but since we, up here, but since we just basically tested it and we're already kind of breaking that, I don't think we'll hold it. So I think we'll go to the next logical place, which is down over here. So anyway, my Forex game has been off though, guys. I got to be honest. I know it has, and I'm honest about it. It's just because I can only put so much time into charts. And so I have my, and have it be good charting. And so I do coach a lot right now because I love it, guys. I love coaching so much. But I'm coaching, and usually I can trade a bit while I'm coaching. The challenge is I was trying to trade crypto and trade Forex, and I just choose to trade more crypto. So the calls that you see when I make the calls for Forex, they're going to be while I'm charting, while I'm on a coaching session, or while I'm on a live stream. And for the rest of the time, I'm trading crypto. And so anyway, yeah, follow the money. It's running. It's absolutely running. So, anyways, guys, I love the fact that with crypto, with Forex and all of it, with what we trade, the price action, we can take it to any market. And so I will say, if you're feeling the call as well, and to trade crypto like a day trading style and not just investing, I would only do so when you've proven to yourself that you can be profitable consistently on on a Forex account. Because if you can prove that the pattern and consistently do it, yeah, I mean, if you know the patterns enough to be profitable with Forex, then using that in crypto, just be a little bit safer and know it is a different ball game. But it can be really, really fun. And I use Bybit to trade, and I enjoy it. Bybit is the last one you can get away with for right now, without having to verify your identity if you use a VPN, and you can leverage trade there. So But with crypto, if you get into leverage trading, never do more than 3x, because crypto, a lot of it can be manipulated because there's a lot of people with a lot of money and crypto is so small. And so they're able to push the price down. They can do the math for people who are leverage trading and using, let's say, 10x leverage. And they can say, okay, the price needs to move down this much. So for people with 10x leverage to get liquidated, or for people's stop losses to get hit. So they'll push the price down to create that liquidity, to get all that money flooding into the market. Because by doing that, they're going to be able to have a cascading effect of people stop losses getting hit, people getting liquidated, and the people with a lot of money are able, who don't trade with leverage, are able to get the price of their Bitcoin at a lower price. So everyone knows Bitcoin's it's gonna send it above 100K. I probably will hit 1 million one day, but that could be 10 years, could be a while. But anyway, so people want it as low as possible, as low as absolutely possible, and I can't blame them. Can't blame them at all. So anyway, I wanted to actually earlier we did the math. Shout out to my boy Mitch. He's on here. We had a coaching session earlier, and we were doing the math on, okay, what would you need to trade, or what would you need to make to quit your job? And he's like, okay, I'd like to have 48,000 in the bank to quit. And so we did the math on if you were to start with $1,000 account, and it was pretty tight. So I've had days where I have made like 10 to 15% in a day. I went one time a couple weeks in a row where I averaged like over 8% return each day. And pretty crazy. So we did the math on just kind of being more conservative. So having a goal of 3% daily, we did the math for 6 months. It was really cool. If you compounded 3% daily on a trading account, it would come out to, what was that, 220,000. The challenge with that, and it's doable, and there are people out there that have done it, probably people out there that do it consistently. The challenge with that is the mindset, because as your mindset expands, we're not robots, we're not computers, we can't just be programmed. We have these emotions and things, and so the possibility is there if we know the patterns and we're consistent with our efforts. We can make it happen. But it's, what are our beliefs about ourselves and what we feel that we deserve, or what are our beliefs about the world and about money and what's a lot of money and what's not a lot of money. Because for me, there's times when I thought like $10,000 was a lot. There's times when I thought $1,000 was a lot of money, right? 10,000. And the key is to really look at the value of money and where it's going, especially the dollar, and how it's losing its value so fast, so often, and so consistently, that it's the value of what was $100,000 now is probably like, you need like 250, 300,000 for something that you would have bought like 10 years ago, if that makes sense. Or now, I mean, what you could have bought for 100,000 will take you 300,000. So we have to understand that, and we have to really see where things are going, and especially as a trader, increase our awareness of what's a lot of money and what's not a lot of money. Because $50,000 is great, it's a decent amount of money, and for a lot of people it could change the way that they live their life. But $50,000 is, I think it's just above the average income in the United States. And since it's just above the average income, like you're not going to live long off of just $50,000. So it's overstanding that. And when we build our trading accounts and we have this idea, if we turn $1,000 into, $3,000, let alone 10,000, it opens up this awareness of, wow, if I tripled an account, imagine if it was 10,000, if I tripled my account in like a month, Imagine if I put 10,000 in or 20,000, but then it's that resistance that a lot of people have. And so a lot of people have with amounts of money and their ideas of what's a lot and what's not a lot. So how do we shift that? How do we increase that awareness of a lot of money to, versus not a lot of money? How do we look at $100,000, maybe how we would have used to look at $10,000? How do we shift that? And there's many different ways. And there's a lot that I talk about in my trading course and in the coaching and stuff. And I have a hypnotherapist I work with, and, that's an amazing way to do that. And yeah, there's a whole lot that we could do. One of the biggest things that I've found is meditating and really focusing on what my beliefs are about money, and really thinking about it, and like actually comparing, like, okay, what would if I had $100,000 right now, extra, what would I do with it? Like, what could that get me for real? I mean, you can't. So I'm in a nice place. I'm in outside of Tulum in Mexico, and I'll tell you what. Like, here is like American prices for housing for a lot of stuff. Some places are a little cheaper, and if you know people, you can get stuff built for decently cheap. But in the end, like, the house that I live in it's like a $500,000 house, and it's just a 3-bedroom house. It's nothing crazy. And it's just because the value, it's just a really wealthy area of Mexico. So I think about it, I'm like, okay, if I had $100,000, I couldn't even buy the house that I live in. And I like, what am I going to do? If I got expenses, or I got things I got to pay, that might last me for a couple of years at most. And what am I going to do? So we have to, by increasing that awareness of what's a lot, by looking at that, comparing it to what's actually out there in the world, and what the money can do for you, we can start to make that shift. And I think also, to bring it back though, like having $100,000, and if you made $100,000 a year from trading, or if you even made $50,000 a year from day trading, from crypto or whatever, that's a livable income. So that's another thing to think about, is we also don't need to have, people think about financial freedom and think, I need to have millions of dollars to be financially free. But in reality, true financial freedom is being able to do what you want and what you choose. And so a lot of people, they get confused that like materialism with their actual joy. And so when people who do come into a lot of money that may not have had it before, they'll experience the materialism that they had, thinking that that's what would make them happy. Then they buy everything, and they travel everywhere, and they do all the things. They buy their family everything and their friends, and then they're bored after. Because like I bought everything, then what do I do? And so the key is to think about, if you were in that position that you could buy and do anything you wanted, you could. If you saw a house, you saw land, you saw a yacht, you saw an airplane, you wanted to buy it, you could. Okay, let's say you got to that level of wealth, and then you bought everything, you did everything, you experienced it all. Well, then what would you do? And really think from that, because it's at that point where some people would say, well, I would travel. I would just enjoy my life. Some people are paint. For me, I coach. I love coaching, I love teaching people. I love assisting people to gain freedom. It's huge for me. It's really, I get a lot of joy out of it. Some people would just serve. Some people like to cook, right? So figure out what that is for you, and just start doing that now, right? Because that's what true freedom is. And if you want to live and travel and just live and do what you want, like, you don't need to make $100 million to do that. You can just figure out what that number is, right? Obviously, you want to feel abundant. You want to feel like you can do whatever. And so there's an amount for that. But, $50,000 a year in US dollars, obviously not so much now. But if you were to live off of that type of money somewhere in a lot of Latin America, here in Mexico, you could find somewhere, pretty cheap. Asia, there's some beautiful places that you can find that are like a third of the price of what's in the US. And you can live a really good life with not a lot. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, what I'm getting at is looking at the money programming and your idea of like, if you don't feel abundant, or if you feel like you're working towards more abundance, well, like what for? Like, what is it? What does your heart truly want? Because it's probably not just the new Yeezys, you know. Like once you got them, like then what? The a true, I think the true goal is just expansion and using money as a tool for different experiences, to grow as an individual. That's what it is. And so how do you want to grow? And so for me, I have like, I hire a coach for myself, or I go to different ceremonies and retreats. Festivals are great, right? A lot of great things. So what do you need to make as a tool, and or to use money as a tool to do that, but not being attached to. So, and what's cool is, by thinking this way, it actually makes it a lot easier to like really wrap your head around, like, wow, well, I really could do it. I really could just do whatever I wanted. It's really possible. I actually don't need as much as I thought I needed. So, but I also think everyone should have total abundance. Like, I'm starting a farm. So are we. Let's go. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if Harrison, are you running out there? What's up with that? I know you guys just found a place out in Connecticut, right? Or Connecticut or Maine? No, in Maine.
No, we're in Maine. We're renting for a little while, but we're keeping our eyes set on some land so we can eventually get like our own homestead. But yeah, getting settled up here, just renting for now. But we're on like 2 acres, so it's pretty nice.
Amazing. Oh, it's so amazing. Let's go, man. That's really good. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the call here for that, to like some land and build community, and so, and self self-sustaining, of course. I love it, man. For the few of you guys that are on here, if you ever want to do van life, um, he's the man. Harry's built he's built one van, he's building another one, and he sold the other one that he built. It was a box truck, actually. Pretty tight. Yeah, so if you guys ever have that in mind, but um self-sustaining is definitely the goal. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I think we're learning that. It's amazing. So everyone that's on here, if you're here, you're part of helping to teach other people, and live in a way as an example of this new world that's coming. And so uh, by taking the leap and finding that freedom for yourself and creating that abundance for yourself, you're going to be able to do these things, such as build a farm, build a self-sustaining community. Because I think that with this world shifting, there's a lot of people that are going to need more people to lean on. There's a lot of false stuff out there happening, and there's a lot of crazy stuff out there happening. And I think as people come and they wake up and they figure out the truth and their own truth, and they realize that, dang, this 9 to 5 thing, and this working for others, and honestly, the way the government's been run, and this separation and this debt, this scarcity that has been built due to capitalism and all that, is actually not what's true. Actually, abundance is true. And um, as people wake up, they're going to need examples like all of us to lean on and to look up to. So that's why we're here. And next few 4, 5, 6 years are going to be really cool to see. Next year, every minute is amazing. So we just know we have the vision, and always focusing on how we can make ourselves better. And then, of course, those things that inspire us, and when we feel inspired and we have those wins and those things that we've done to become better, and we share them with others, so we can inspire and increase and grow that ripple effect, right? So anyway, I'll chart for a little bit, guys, but I'm also I've been doing a whole lot, and I feel a lot of charting stuff, and I feel super called to just go kick it with my lady, my beloved, beautiful Mia. So let's see. I just charted Bitcoin, kind of showed you guys what I'm thinking. I want to look at Solana. Uh, no, I'm gonna check Dot actually, because I think Polkadot is in a pretty good place. Just really good situation for the coming month or so. So I've announced in the past or said it in the past, but Polkadot is bringing a launch pad to the platform. So basically, new projects that want to get started, and want funding, want to be crowdfunded, they're basically creating that. So people can do like an initial coin offering, if you will. It's not quite called that. Parachain Polkadot launch, basically what they're calling it. And this allows people who want to invest in these projects to go and buy the coin, and it allows the projects to get that funding so that they can do what they need for their internal stuff. So you are able to invest. The cool thing when this launches is, and this is what's bullish, is to invest in these coins, you have to have Polkadot. And there's a lot of people who just watch the markets, and they're not watch the markets, but they don't pay attention really to this stuff. They just are going to see these coins that they want to invest in, and they're going to wait till the last minute to buy all this Polkadot to invest in these coins. So that's launching in November. It looks like, and they're doing it in a really cool way. So Polkadot is a layer 2. Basically, so Ethereum is awesome. It does what it does. Solana is, of course, way faster. Polkadot is a layer 2 that they basically a blockchain they built on top of Ethereum that can run its own transactions, but it's backed up by Ethereum. So it's a way to make Ethereum a little bit faster, so people can build on Polkadot, and they're technically building on Ethereum. So yeah, Polkadot is they're offering that coin launch, and a lot of money will roll into Polkadot just so people can invest into these coins. So pretty cool. What we can do then, watch the chart, is yes, we're kind of coming down, and we've seen the price action. We haven't been in a place to really buy, right? We're waiting for a retest. We never buy when we're up by the Bollinger Bands here. We wait till we get some kind of retest. We did just close the daily technically below the moving average. So since we did that, what I would want to do is check the weekly and see on the weekly, okay, if we close below the moving average on the daily, then I'm going to see what's the next level that we could possibly test, on the weekly. And here I would see this high right here is the next support level for me. And on Polkadot, it looks like about $35. So we did just experience resistance at the all-time high, but the fact that we tested it is amazing. And we're looking, we've got some pretty strong bullish price action. So anyway, so we wait. So what I would do is wait for, if you're wanting to buy into Polkadot, right now is you could invest and just know your investment will go up. If you're watching the charts, if you're, you know what you're looking for, I would wait for at least some price action on the 4-hour to start to be bullish again. Basically just want to wait till we're closing some candles above the moving average here, because we've had this downside, some downside movement right here, and the Bollinger Bands are expanding. So to me, it looks like we could go a bit farther. So yeah, I see that 35 level, and you can see actually that it's also, there's this high up here at 38 where we did experience some support. So, we could stay above, but kind of let's watch it. Doesn't look like we're ready to bounce yet. Looks like we got some more downside in us. So I am, full disclosure, I am in just a scalp Bitcoin short. I just wanted to test it out, see how it goes. So I'm shorting with a stop loss at 59,000, and my target is 56,000. It's like 55. I actually put it up a little bit to 56,300, somewhere around there. And yeah, just a quick scalp to see what we can get. I see the bearish action on the 1 hour here. We got 24 minutes left in this close where to see what happens with this next one, but we can see that we closed below the moving average. Well, really up here, came down, we bounced up, tested it, strong wick, came back up, we tested it again. So my stop loss is at that retest of the moving average because since we tested it once and we did it again, I think that we can go down a little farther. So all bullish though. I'm not looking to I'm not going to sell any of my crypto. It's just like just a little leverage trading account and we'll see what we do. So, yeah, I'm going to call it there, guys. I'm wondering about these later night live streams. I'll ask everybody in the group, take a little vote, and see what we do. I like the AM ones, but I also want to make some available for some people that are in Australia. And I did that and they don't get on much. So we'll see we'll see what happens. But anyway, yeah, reach out to me if you guys have any questions. Of course, sending all the love all the time. Yeah, I'll have the next live stream on Monday, 9 a.m. And one last thing. Make sure you're having fun, as much fun as possible, okay? Especially when it comes to trading and investing. If you're trading and investing while you're in that I'm having fun mindset, I'm feeling just super happy, right? Just playing. So whatever it is, surfing, one wheeling, longboarding, skiing, whatever, right? Go have fun and then go and trade when you're in that high frequency state and watch your results come back positive a lot more often than not. So, all right, that's it. Okay, all love, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.